So here's the question for today's video. Why do so many real estate agents struggle with lead generation systems that drain their energy and produce mediocre results? And how can you build a high converting lead generation system that actually leverages your natural strengths? Well, my name is Gene Donohue, and I am the creator of the Agent Success Formula. And in this video, we'll answer those questions while exploring element three of the process flow stack. But before we dive in, just a quick reminder that if this content resonates with you, please visit my website at genedonohue.com. So, over the last few episodes, we've built a solid foundation with elements one and two of the process flow stack. We've established financial clarity and implemented the success flow method for predictable cash flow. So today, we're tackling what many agents consider the most challenging of them all: generating consistent quality leads. But here's what's different about element three of the process flow stack. We're not forcing you into an unnatural system. Instead, we're discovering how to leverage your unique strengths to create a system that feels effortless because it aligns with who you are naturally. So let me start then with a truth that might surprise you. Most lead generation advice is fundamentally flawed, not because the tactics don't work, but because they ignore your natural strengths and personality. And how many times have you been told to do cold calling or door knocking without anyone asking these questions? What energizes you? What comes naturally? What approach allows you to be authentically yourself while attracting clients? And I've seen introverted agents force themselves into extroverted strategies and then burning out within months. I've watched analytical agents try emotional social media that feels forced. And I've observed relationship focused agents attempting high volume approaches that just drains their souls. And no matter what, the result is always the same: the initial effort, followed by gradual abandonment, leaving agents feeling like failures when the real problem was misalignment from the start. And this misalignment creates costly problems. First, it's just exhausting. When you work against your natural grain, everything takes more energy. Second, it's ineffective because your authenticity suffers. And then third, it's unsustainable because of the approach feels just unnatural. This is why element three comes after elements one and two. Because with financial clarity and cash flow stability, you can choose strategies based on what works long term, not what promises quick results that really never even show. So, what do I mean by natural strengths in lead generation? These are activities that energize you rather than drain you, where you naturally excel and where your authentic personality shines through. So, here are some common strength categories among the agents that I've worked with. Relationship builders are energized by deep connections. They excel at nurturing relationships and building trust over time. And their natural approach involves fear marketing, referral systems, and community involvement. Analytical agents love data and market trends. They're energized by research and sharing knowledge. Their approach might involve market analysis presentations or becoming that neighborhood expert. Creative agents, they're energized by visual presentation and storytelling. They excel at unique property showcasing. And so their approach might involve content creation or video marketing. And then systematic agents, like myself, love processes and efficiency. They're energized by creating smooth experiences. Their approach might involve developing systems that attract clients through exceptional service. And then you have community focused agents, and they're energized by that group interactions. They excel at building visibility through events and education. So, no matter where you fall here, the key insight is there's no universal best lead generation method. There's only what works best for your strengths in today's market, along with your personality. So, here's a framework to identify your strengths. First, think about activities where just time flies by. What were you doing? Second, consider what people naturally come to you for. What are you known for? Third, reflect on your communication style preferences. Because element three isn't just about generating any leads, it's about generating quality leads that align with the clients you want to work with. And this brings us to a fundamental principle: quality always trumps quantity. I'd rather see an agent generate 5 high qualified leads who convert at 60% than 50 marginal leads that convert at 5%. The math's the same. When lead generation aligns with your strengths, powerful things happen. Your authenticity attracts the right client. You create sustainable momentum because activities energize you rather than drain you. You develop genuine expertise that becomes a competitive advantage. So the framework here has 3 core components. Component 1 is strength-based. Choose activities that align with your natural abilities. If you're analytical, become the market expert. If you're relationship focused, invest in sphere nurturing. Component 2 is target client alignment. Your approach should attract clients you genuinely want to work with. And then component 3 is systematic implementation. Even natural activities need structure. So, like schedules, tracking systems, and accountability measures that ensure consistency. So, from here, then, let's get practical about implementing your strength based system. The process has 4 phases. Phase 1 is assessment and selection. Choose one primary approach that aligns with your abilities. And please resist trying multiple approaches simultaneously, because focus creates power. Phase 2 is system development. Create that infrastructure to support consistent execution. So you'll have content calendars, contact systems, or event templates. And phase 3 is consistent execution. Commit to your approach for at least 90 to 120 days before full evaluation. Most strategies need time to build momentum. And then phase 4 is refinement and optimization. After those 90, 120 days, analyze what's working and make targeted improvements rather than wholesale changes. And you need to track both your activity and your results metrics. So you're going to find some common challenges here. First, is avoid the temptation to add strategies. Okay. And don't abandon your approach just because somebody else is succeeding with something differently. Remember, their success validates the principle of strength-based lead generation. The most successful agents become masters of their chosen approach rather than mediocre at multiple approaches. So as we wrap this up, we've explored element 3. That's developing a high converting lead generation system that leverages your natural strengths. And this element builds on elements 1 and 2 of the process flow stack. The key insight here is effective lead generation isn't about forcing yourself into someone else's system. It's about discovering the approach that aligns with your strengths and building systematic consistency around it. When you stop fighting your natural grain and start leveraging authentic strengths, lead generation transforms from a dreaded necessity into an energized business component. So here's what I want you to do over the next week. Complete your natural strengths assessment using today's framework and identify one lead generation approach that aligns with those strengths and commit to implementing it consistently for at least 90 days. So, this isn't about perfection, it's about alignment and consistency. When you build lead generation around your strengths, you create a sustainable system that attracts the right clients while energizing you. And if you find yourself getting stuck or want guidance on identifying your specific strengths and building the right systems, please reach out to me, as this is the foundational work that transforms real estate careers. And then in our next episode, we'll tackle element 4 of the process flow stack, creating client-centric contract to close systems that deliver exceptional experience while protecting your time and energy. So this is Gene Donohue, and remember, mindset fuels the systems and systems support the mindset. And your natural strengths are the foundation for both. Until next time, cheers.